What you're about to see is not talent. It's not perfect pitch, and it's definitely not the result of traditional ear training. Great. Okay. Great. Okay. Good. Again, please. Okay. Which chord that was?
Fifth.
Great. So... Okay. Do you feel like you're thinking a lot when you're doing that?
No, not really.
Was it like that when you started?
No.
This student didn't practice intervals. He didn't do chord quality drills. And yet, this is what he learned to do in months. In this video, I'm going to show you the exact strategy and exercises that transformed his musical ear and will work for you too. But before we dive in, don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. For complete transparency, this was his situation a few months ago. Notice how he struggled to identify even a few notes of a simple melody, even when using his instrument to help.
Dum, 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 dum. Okay, I think I got the melody, but it's really hard. I think I have to use my instrument. I will have a try and we'll listen to it again.
A few moments later.
Yeah, I hope this was okay for you, and I will start with the next ones.
He listened over and over, tried using his instrument to help, but it became too frustrating, and in the end, he gave up. Here's what most musicians would typically do if they were Etienne at the beginning of his ear training journey. They would try to learn by ear through trial and error. They would pick out songs note by note, trying to guess them until they stumble upon the right pitch. Or worse, they would rely on interval exercises, thinking that if they just memorize enough distances between notes, their ear will magically start working. Both strategies are flawed because they ignore the most important element: tonality. We don't hear music as isolated notes, we hear it in relation to a tonic. Without locking into that tonic, your sense of key becomes unstable and constantly shifts. This makes notes feel different each time you hear them, which is why you can't recognize them. And it's also why developing your ear seems painfully slow, if not impossible. So when Etienne came to us, frustrated, overwhelmed, and convinced he just didn't have a musical ear, here's what we did differently. First, we didn't touch intervals, and we didn't start with learning songs by ear either. Instead, we started by building his mental musical map, which consists of 3 specific skills: singing the scale, recognizing the tonic, and holding the tonic in mind, what we call tonic retention. After developing the first 2, he got stuck on that last one. Here's a real moment from one of our lessons. Watch closely because what's happening here is subtle but critical. In this first clip, he starts off strong. He's able to sing the scale, which means his mind is correctly tuned into the key. Okay. So when I play him a note to recognize, he gets it right.
It's a 4th chord.
Yeah, the fourth degree. That's what you mean.
4th degree, yeah.
But now watch what happens next. As I introduce the next note, something shifts.
It's the 3rd degree.
It's?
The 3rd.
Did you catch that? I played A, the 6th degree of the key, but he said 3rd. Now, at first glance, you might think, okay, it's just a mistake. That happens. But it's not just any mistake. This is a very specific kind of mistake that happens to most musicians at this level. It's not about misidentifying intervals, confusing a scale degree, or failing to recognize the distance from the note to the tonic. It's about the perception of tonality. Here's what actually happened. Instead of keeping his internal key anchored in C major, the key we started with, his mind unintentionally shifted the tonic to the last note I played, which was F. In other words, he started perceiving F major as the new tonality, which means he's now perceiving the note A not as the 6th degree of C major, but as the 3rd degree of F major. And that's why he confidently said 3rd, because to him it actually felt like the sensation of the 3rd degree. This kind of tonal shift is extremely common. The brain grabs onto the most recent stable note and makes it the new home. And unless you've built strong tonic retention skills, that tonal center drifts unintentionally. Let me show you the next clip, where we have final confirmation that this is exactly what's happening. After correcting the first error and properly re-establishing the key, here's what happened next.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh, it's also the 6th.
This time, I played D, the 2nd degree of C major, but he heard it as the 6th degree. Guess what? D is the 6th degree of F major. So I asked him to sing from the note to the tonic to better understand which note felt like the tonic to him.
Dun, dun, dun.
He is singing F as the tonic. So here we have final confirmation that he is clearly perceiving the tonality of F major internally. His internal key shifted again, which provides undeniable proof that this is the core issue affecting his ear training progress. He can't reliably recognize notes if we don't fix this issue first. This might seem trivial, but understanding the reason at the core of your mistakes is absolutely essential. If you don't do that, you can very easily end up practicing in a way that prevents you from fixing whatever issue is blocking you. And I'm not exaggerating. Indeed, we've found that focusing on interval recognition prevents the perception of tonality from stabilizing. In our method, we teach you exactly how to troubleshoot your mistakes, and that's what enables us to give you targeted thinking strategies to fix exactly what's actually going wrong. So after I troubleshoot the main issue, I explained to him the thinking strategy he should adopt to prevent his internal key from shifting again, a simple strategy that most musicians usually neglect.
You should just sing from the note to the tonic, okay? You have all the skills you need to recognize all these notes without any issues.
And here is what happened a few seconds later.
Dun, 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 dun. The 5th.
Great.
Dun, dun, the 2nd. Dun, 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 dun. The 4th. Dun, dun, dun. The 6th. Dun, dun, the 7th. Dun, 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 dun. The 5th. Dun, dun, dun. The 3rd. The 2nd?
Well, some of you might say, seems to be working well, right? And yes, it is, but this is only the first step. The real breakthrough came from an exercise we've barely talked about on this channel. It's simple in concept, but very hard to practice correctly. And this is the exercise that flipped Etienne's ear. Before we get to it, don't forget to like and subscribe.
And I think the arpeggio exercise really helped to fix this issue. Now I can do this exercise with just playing the scale and then try to get every chord down. And at the end, I play the root note and I'm looking if I'm still in the same key. And at the beginning, it wasn't possible for me, but this is one of the exercises that I practiced really hard the last times. And I think this helped me really much to stay in the same key.
So, what exactly is this arpeggio exercise? You're given a sequence of chords, say 1, 4, 6, 5, and your task is to sing the triad of each chord as you see them. Sounds easy? Not quite. This is an intermediate exercise which is not suitable for beginners who haven't yet mastered fundamental skills like singing the scale, tonic recognition, and others. Indeed, this isn't just about hitting the right notes. There are two key layers that make this exercise so powerful if you do it properly. Layer 1 is tonic retention. After singing a few triads, you have to stop and mentally check, am I still tuned into the same tonality I started with? Then you check with your instrument to verify that the tonic in your mind matches the actual one. If not, you've drifted. And that's one of the key skills this exercise retrains. Maintaining your internal sense of key stable as you move through different harmonies without any external reference. Layer 2 is chord color perception. Before you sing any triad, you should internally recall the feeling of each chord. Each chord creates its own feeling of tension or resolution depending on the function it has within the key. When you learn to feel that, you're training two things at once. One, you're reinforcing your entire sense of key. Every time you feel the chord's function, you lock yourself deeper into the tonality. It becomes harder and harder for your mind to shift the tonic without noticing, and that's a game changer by itself. 2. On top of that, you also internalize the feeling of each chord, so you learn to recognize them intuitively. That's what enabled Etienne to recognize chords instantly in the clip we showed at the beginning of this video. He wasn't calculating, he was feeling.
Do you feel like you're thinking a lot when you're doing that?
No, not really.
Was it like that when you started?
No.
Now, here's the part most ear training programs never tell you. Every musician has a different bottleneck, and this bottleneck shifts as you progress through different stages of learning. For Etienne, it was tonic retention. For others, it can be singing the scale, musical memory, tonic recognition, or even matching pitch. That's why our method isn't just one set of exercises. It's a full diagnostic system based on music cognition science that identifies your weakest link and gives you the exact steps to fix it. This is what makes our approach unique and effective for musicians at every level, regardless of your starting point. We've taught this to over 2,500 musicians, and we've seen transformations just like Etienne's happen again and again and again. Additionally, music educators at top music colleges and universities worldwide have adopted this method for their classes. So if you're ready to finally make progress with your ear training without wasting years on random exercises, check out our free workshop. We'll guide you in assessing your current level, show you the exact sequence of exercises you need, and teach you the science-based thinking strategies that actually lead to an intuitive musical ear. It's completely free, and you can sign up with the link in the description below. If you're not quite ready for the workshop yet, but you want to learn how to recognize chords by ear, just like Etienne did, watch this next video. I'll walk you through the exercise we use to recognize chords instantly, without ever calculating intervals.